Good Thursday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Good morning to you. It's Thursday. We've got temperatures that are generally in the 40s, mostly. In fact, there might be a couple of 30s over my shoulder. I'm looking at Jonesville at 37. I'm sure there's some cool areas, perhaps around Sneedville, Hancock County. Middlesboro's checking in at 40. But at least in McGee-Tyson Airport, it's 47 degrees. The normal low this time of year. The normal low this time of year is 51. So we're a little bit cooler than average, but certainly not as cold as we were as we started off this week. We had a couple of mornings, as you know, in the upper 30s at Knoxville McGee-Tyson Airport. 43 is the current temperature in Madisonville, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. We're at 44 in Crossville and 42 in Wartburg. I want to say good morning to you. There's a hint of some fog in some spots. Remember, we had some rain at this time yesterday morning in spots. It came through, came out, moved in, moved out. But some fog that has developed, you can see there in white. This would be mainly up toward Greenville, maybe back toward the Tri-Cities. So if you're in parts of Hawkins County, maybe you're watching us from parts of the Tri-Cities, you may have some dense fog in some spots where white is overlaid there. But at least at the airport, we have 10 miles visibility. There might be a hint of poor visibility in the Smokies, too, as it may continue to cling on the hills this morning. If you're on the call, I just want to say good morning to you. I'm live on both YouTube and Facebook, so if you're on both or either one of the platforms, let me know what kind of weather condition you have. If you've got some fog, I'd love to hear it. And I know people who would like to read the comments would be appreciative of any kind of thing that you could let them know. Fred says good morning. He's got cool and clear conditions in Maryville. He's got 47 degrees. Good to have Fred here. And if you're on YouTube, let me know. You might be the first. As I pop back over here, you could be the first comment on that channel, on that platform this morning. But as far as visibility, we have some poor visibility in the northeastern sections of our viewing area. Some areas in gray. Again, from the intel that we have, there isn't too bad of a problem. In most cases, it's not going to be an issue. Ultimate Doppler radar, presented by Madlock Tire Service and Auto Repair, is dry. In fact, we have nothing other than ground clutter hanging along the Smokies there around the radar site, but things look pretty quiet here at 6:42 in the morning. By the way, Madlock Tire Service and Auto Repair, East Tennessee's #1 tire service and auto repair since 1953. Many of you may need an oil change, and if you do, they are a great place to go. They're in Farragut, Maryville. They're also located in Lenoir City, as well as Athens, as well as Hardin Valley. Madlock Tire Service, maybe you need your tires rotated. When's the last time you had that done? You can get your oil changed and have your tires rotated, or perhaps even still, maybe you need a whole new set of tires. They could help you out in a great way. I've got a link to the top of my Facebook page here, at the top of this post. It's madlocktireservice.com. I think they'd appreciate anytime you drop by. Just tell them Captain Accurate sent you. I think you'll be glad of the great service that you get at Madlock, as I do every time I'm there. So, by the way, as we talk about the weather today, it's going to be a sun-filled day. I heard that. Someone told me that. Yeah, it's going to be nice and sunny this morning. I suspect it's going to be mostly sunny in the afternoon. The only difference is that we're going to see those high, thin cirrus clouds increase for the second half of the day. But no big deal. You'll still need the sunglasses. You'll still need the sunglasses. You might be squinting if you leave them behind. By the way, rain that we can see back toward Kansas City, back toward parts of western Arkansas, that's where most of the activity is. And we're going to see a warm front come into town tomorrow. So Friday will include a few showers. There'll be some possibilities of showers on Friday. Friday, I've left about a 30% chance. Got some other new notes from you. Carrie says, good morning. She's got her sunny icon. I think that's appropriate. I'm wearing the sunny shirt today because I usually like to magnify or reflect the kind of weather. If it's a gray day, I'll try maybe a gray tie or something. No, I'm just wearing a bright shirt because it's going to be a bright day. By the way, yesterday we hit 73. Interesting to note. Picked up 12 hundredths. That's 0.12 inches of rain, which we need. We've had now a little more than 3 inches of rain for the month. I'll show you a recap on that coming up. And we're running about a little more than a half inch, 0.64 below normal for the month. But for the year, we're on the surplus. We're 0.76. That's a positive 0.76 inches of rain above for the year. So it's really not drought territory. Many of us are sensitive to drought. I understand because of last autumn, last September, October, extremely dry here. But the normal high is 74, normal low is 51. Record high today, 89, 1960. The record low today, 33 from 1910. So there you have it. Becky Connor says, good morning. Good morning, Becky. Glad to have Becky here. And Danny says, go Big Vols. He said, go Big Orange. Good morning, David. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Go Vols. Glad to have Danny here as well. So let me get you up to speed. The showers you see in the Midwest, it's going to get really ugly for storminess, severe weather in the Midwest in the coming days. But where you see some purple, that would be freeze warnings this morning in places like Detroit and Ohio. If I'm not mistaken, that runs till 10 a.m. this morning. They've got frost advisories in southern Ohio and up towards Chicagoland. They also have freeze warnings. So if you think winter's done, well, it's not for our friends to the north. They will continue even into the month of May. They're still talking about snow, which we'll show you here in my what I call the gee whiz. Can there still be snow in late April and May? Yes, there can be. Having lived in Rochester, New York for 4 years, I can tell you the expectation for snow ending doesn't occur until around Mother's Day. If it's still snowing around Mother's Day, that's not a big surprise for people that live in upstate New York, particularly western New York near the Great Lakes. That's just part of the way things are. If you live by the Great Lakes, you get snow from the Great Lakes. By the way, future rainfall, nothing today, because obviously today's sunny, but I do want to show you the rain potential for tomorrow. This is kind of the highest amount I could find. It's not really that much. Some are about half of this amount, but this would put about a tenth of an inch around Knoxville by 5 o'clock on Friday. Some of it brings in the morning, some of it brings in the afternoon. You say, what could account for that discrepancy? It's a warm front. Warm front's kind of like do this kind of thing. It's like watching a wave crash on the shore. But a cold front's pretty steady. You can pretty much pick up its rate of movement, its speed. It's a lot easier to track a cold front, but warm fronts can be kind of squirrely. Squirrely, he says. I didn't think I'd hear that word this morning. But that's kind of way we're tracking some rain tomorrow, and I think temperatures tomorrow could vary quite a bit on Friday, where some are still in the upper 60s, while some could be in the mid-70s. It's going to be a weird day tomorrow, simply from where that warm front is located. By the way, we've picked up now 3.14 inches, 1.15, excuse me, of rain so far in April. The numbers, the dark numbers and the white arrows, that is the actual rainfall so far this year. The green numbers are what's considered normal, based on 30-year averages. So we average about 4.71, just under 5 inches of rain in April. So far, we're about 3.15, and today's the 25th. So we have, 5 more days? We'll get a little more tomorrow. We may be more closer to average or maybe shortly below on April because we don't have a whole lot of rain going into, we have some rain on Tuesday. Tuesday we may make up for some lost ground. But certainly January was a very wet month given the rain and melted snow. Don't want to forget the 8.5 inches of snow we got in January. But February was closer to average, slightly below, and March was above normal. By the way, speaking of rain, you know, you don't get a lot more rain than when you get a hurricane or a tropical storm. I had an absolute privilege yesterday. As a member of the AMS, I was privileged to, along with dozens and dozens of other AMS members, got to hear Dr. Mike Brennan. He is the director, there's only one, the director of the National Hurricane Center. And he gave a talk on a Zoom call that I was able to listen, take notes. And I shared my notes with my premium members. So if you're a fan of the hurricane season, maybe you vacation at Myrtle Beach or Destin. Destin's a popular place. Maybe you go to Hilton Head. Maybe you go some other place, some Myrtle Beach, any of the Tybee Island, maybe some of the places in Florida that you like to frequent in the summertime. What kind of hurricane season, what everyone should know. I've got all the details if you want to join us on Captain Accurate Premium. I posted that in lieu of a video last night. But again, if you're interested in the hurricane season, I'm also a big fan of Dr. Mike Brennan because he and I went to school together at North Carolina State. Oh, yeah, you're name dropping. Well, I do know Mike. Mike's a very good guy. He's very, very smart. He went on to get his master's and his PhD at NC State. I stopped at the undergrad, so that's where things left. But he has a very interesting story to tell, and I have some of those great notes from Dr. Mike Brennan from this upcoming hurricane season on the premium service. So if you want to hit subscribe, this information that I provided, I think, is well worth just a month's worth of service. It's only $4.99 a month if you want to join us. Cancel anytime, but I think you'll appreciate some of the information that I shared from that Zoom call last evening. Temperatures right now, if you're just joining me, 649. 649. We have 47 degrees in Knoxville. It's 45 in Oak Ridge and Clinton. And in Maryville, Alcoa, you're waking up this morning at 44 degrees. I got another note from Marilyn Bell. She's on here. She says hello. She says, have a great day, everyone. God bless. Melissa Mumpower. Good to see Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Good Thursday morning. It's almost Friday. It's not quite there. But she says, good morning, David. Heading to Pigeon Forge tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be warm over that way. Have a blessed day. It'll be a changeable day. As this warm front comes in, there'll be a couple of showers, but I think overall not a bad day on Friday. Crystal says, turned out to be a great weather day yesterday for my son's zoo field trip. Oh, we had a blast. Oh, I love the zoo. That's a good time. Anytime you can get to the zoo is good times here in Knoxville. There's no doubt about that at Zoo Knoxville. And Becky Connor is saying good morning. I'm looking at YouTube if there's a comment. Oh, I do have some notes from Wanda. She says, good morning, David. It's cold where she is. Is there any bad storms coming away? No, actually, the bad storms look like they're going to be in the Midwest. So if you have family there, we'll talk about that here in mere moments, as I will be done in 10 minutes or less. It is currently 6:50 in the morning on the 25th of April. Here are your current temperatures. Look around the region. They are in the upper 30s in Lexington, Fayette County, Kentucky. It's 48 in Nashville, while it's 57 degrees right now in Atlanta, Georgia, 52 in Columbia, South Carolina. A sunny day is underway. Sun will be rising. I believe it's right now. It occurred at 6:50. In fact, I believe I have that picture coming up here in a few slides. But this is the cloud picture. Not a whole lot to see here, but there will be a slow increase in high cirrus clouds this afternoon. Wind speeds aren't moving at all. We highlight a little bit of where fog might be developing. Here are the times for Knoxville sunrise sunset. So 6:50, sunrise is currently underway, should be beautiful, and then sunsets at 8:18 this evening if you're taking the dog for a walk later after work perhaps or after school. Speaking of school, the bus stop forecast highlighting temperatures that jump 10 degrees from now until 10. We should be in the low 70s by 2 o'clock. We'll finish the day right around 75 degrees. If we had 76 in the shade, wouldn't surprise me. I put 76 there in Tellico Plains, Madisonville and Kingston, Harriman, about 76, but maybe just only 72 for Morristown, 73 for Middlesboro, and 70 for Jonesville. So there'll be some variability. Our friends in Crossville, Cumberland County, about 72 today. Jamestown, 72 as well. So bright sunshine this morning, mostly sunny this afternoon. But showers will be possible on Friday thanks to a warm front. It's not all bad because it gets significantly warmer this weekend. We're back into the low to mid 80s. Did you say 80s? 80s are back. 80s are back coming in this weekend. You'll probably love that. But clouds and hazy sun will be returning on Saturday. Some models want to drop in maybe a speck of rain. I think that might be overdone. April 25th, I believe that's today. I mentioned the snow potential because we like to talk about the little winters that we have in Tennessee. Well, that's child's play compared to the Rockies. They've had all this new snow look like this since October. It's been snow. It's one of the, I'm just kind of curious. I do have a graphic. I can go back, maybe look at it tomorrow, of the seasonal snows they've had out west. I did show it to my Hardin Valley Middle School when I did a school visit there not too long ago. Last month. I showed them and it got all the oohs and ahs from the students. They couldn't believe it was like over 100 inches or more, sometimes 200 or 300 or 400 inches of snow out west. I'm talking about the Rockies. But this is new snow going into May, and there may be over a foot and a half just north of Maine in parts of Quebec, Canada. So there's still a lot of winter in some parts of the country, just not really here. If we do get a cold spell, some of us know by the time we get into early mid-May, that typically refers to blackberry winter because the blackberries are in bloom typically that time of year. It is 6:53. Our current temperature out the door, 47 degrees. Relative humidity at 90%. We do not have a wind, but I can tell you it's going to be a gorgeous day. Beautiful day. 75, that's in the shade. I am certain it will feel like it's in the upper 70s, but it will feel like a slice of nice for sure. Average high is 74 this time of year. And we should be well into the mid-60s by lunchtime today. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. A couple of little notes that might be coming in on Facebook. That's Felicia. She's on here. She says, good morning, David. Looking forward for a warm weekend. She's going to be working into the garden. That's a good idea. Have a great day. Melissa Sills, one of my premium members, says, good morning, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for the information that you're sharing, because I think if you have a weather report, as I've heard some of you provide, I think it's nice for others to read it as they get out the door. By the way, precipitation chances, not off the chart tomorrow. It's just a 30% chance. I've got one model that shows very little rain. I got another one that shows a little more rain. I think the average is about 30%. By either standard, I think the chance of rain on the last day of April, that is, of course, Tuesday, it's about a 60% chance. So we may make up for lost ground in terms of rainfall amounts. Storm Prediction Center, these maps will be very telling because you're not going to find just the green or the yellow, but you're also going to find the orange. Oh, I heard you say go big orange. Well, go big orange in this realm of the world, Storm Prediction Center maps, is not a good thing. It's numerous severe storms possible, and they're more persistent. And they usually refer to wind damage, downed trees, and power outages, and even possible tornadoes. So if you look at today's weather map as drawn by our friends at the Storm Prediction Center, there could be downed trees, power outages, and possibly tornadoes in places like Lawton, Oklahoma, and Wichita Falls, Texas. It extends into Kansas as well. The scattered severe storms in yellow extend into Texas and well up into the Midwest, but for us, obviously, with a sunny day, not a factor. But how far does it get? On Friday, it moves a little further to the east. We now have a bullseye for Kansas City tomorrow, if you've got family there. Omaha, I think of Peyton Manning yelling Omaha in the huddle, or when he snaps the football. Omaha. Anyway, that's where the nasty storms will be on Friday. Yellow areas, Dallas included, parts of Little Rock will also be in the scattered severe storms on Friday. But you'll notice if we get any thunder, it kind of sets up west of Knox County. So their expectation is general thunderstorms by Friday with the warm front could occur in places like Cookeville, Crossville, and Jamestown. That would be about it. Most of us may just find a few passing showers on Friday, not off the chart, nothing to be too excited about, but we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, what about Sunday? Saturday. Saturday looks like this. We've got more active weather in central Texas. This includes Dallas and Waco. There's a bullseye in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Kansas City for power outages, possibly downed trees, possible tornadoes, and so it goes. So all the active weather that is still yet to come will be in the Midwest, while we enjoy days in the low to mid 80s. So we enjoy the benefit, low to mid 80s, while all the mayhem for storminess will be out west. That's just the way things are setting up. It's just the way it goes. And the severe risk for Sunday continues in the same spot. So it's like they don't catch a break if you're in places like Oklahoma City or even Kansas City or St. Louis. This will continue early next week. By the way, Futurecast shows this front that I'm referring to on Friday to approach. It will not approach tonight. It does look very active by 5 o'clock today, Eastern time, if you're around Memphis. But look how far this goes. It kind of stretches out like a piece of saltwater taffy, right? This is the warm front that's a little squirrely in trying to track. Nasty storms in red, maybe between Huntsville and Jackson at 11 o'clock tonight. But is that coming here? Well, you tell me. By 1:30, it's still in Huntsville. It's having a hard time getting in here. Look at that. It just kind of dries up. By 7:15 tomorrow morning, it may not even be raining where you are. I suspect it won't be. It might be in the far southern valley, but it's going to be slow to get in here, perhaps slow to get out of here. There's midday, there's 5 o'clock, and there goes the warm front. But then possibly some models bring in a few some specks of drizzle, some sprinkles on Saturday. I think that might be overstated, but overall I think Sunday looks pretty sweet. We're looking at a mostly sunny day on Sunday, about 84 degrees. Beautiful day on Sunday if you're going to be out and about on the weekend. Futurecast here shows a little more aggressive rain. When I say aggressive, it's more depicts a rainier solution. But at least today, there's nothing to worry about. 67 by lunchtime, that's the way it looks. And by the afternoon, we should be around 75. Some would suggest 76 from the modeling here. A few extra clouds, high clouds, by the end of the afternoon. By the way, it's 6:58. I'll be done here in 2 minutes. But here's where the rainy solution of this model brings in the rain. It brings in just before 7 a.m. Here's 5:30. It's very little there, but by 7 o'clock it gets a little more active. This one wants to paint a few yellow areas around Maryville by 9:30 tomorrow morning. Possibly some red areas, which would maybe run a little thunder around Athens at midday tomorrow. But I just don't think it's going to be this aggressive. I think this rain will stretch out, and we'll see it just come in and move out, not as quite as widespread as that would suggest. But even still, there will possibly be a need for an umbrella tomorrow. But for today, enjoy the sunshine, mid-70s. If we hit 76 or some hit 77, it wouldn't surprise me. Bright sunny in the morning, mostly sunny this afternoon. Winds will be pretty light out of the northeast, about 3 to 8 miles per hour. Today I'm looking for a high of 75 in Oak Ridge, 72 in Morristown, and 76 in Tellico Plains. I got one more note to read here, maybe two. Yolanda says good morning. She's one of my premium members. Good morning, Yolanda. Say hi to Bud for me. They are in Cumberland County. And Felicia says hoping the rain is early in the week, because the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival is next Saturday, May the 4th. And may the Bigfoot be with you, may the 4th be with you, because I do know that is the special Star Wars holiday too, coming in next month. By the way, today hitting 75 would be sweet with a sun-filled day. If you're traveling, they'll be up to about 80 today in Atlanta, 84 in Augusta, and 75 for a high temperature in Nashville. As I expected to be done at 7, here we go. It's 7 o'clock tonight, 50 the low. More clouds, light winds. I don't have rain in the forecast tonight, but it will be slowly developing tomorrow. Low temperature tonight in Kingston, 49. If you're in Newport, 49. And low temperature around 51 for Oak Ridge, Maryville, Alcoa, and Wares Valley. So here's our forecast. The Captain Accurate 7-day forecast, Weather Authority forecast, 73 on Friday. That's tomorrow. Well, some might be a little cooler north and east of that front. But at temperatures, about 81 on Saturday. The payoff there, and lots of sunshine on Sunday at 84. And I think if you're doing some yard work, perhaps even on Monday, maybe you've got the day off. Maybe you're tempted to take a day off this Monday, the 29th of April. It should be in the mid-80s. Pretty sweet. And we're back in the mid-80s on Wednesday. Best chance, he says, we should be on Tuesday of the next 7 days. Best chance of rain will be on Tuesday. By the way, I mentioned it a moment ago, we focus a lot on the Captain Accurate premium side of beyond the next 7 days. You can't be much beyond the next 7 days than the upcoming hurricane season, but we did dive into that pretty deeply and in depth yesterday, as I have several posts on there that I think you'll find great interest if you have interest in the hurricane season. But join us on Captain Accurate Premium. I think you'll appreciate it. You'll also be the first to see every forecast that I issue. The 7-day forecast, you typically see about 30 minutes, sometimes an hour or 2 hours before it's posted on my app or perhaps even on the web. So if it's interesting to you and you need to get information quicker, that's what it's designed for. More Facebook Lives. My premium members enjoy typically a Sunday Facebook Live to help them plan for the week ahead. You also get fewer ads with the premium service, but it's 2 streams of information on the same exact Facebook page. Just hit subscribe, the subscribe button at the top of my Facebook page, which is, of course, facebook.com/AldrichWeather. You can also go to CaptainAccurate.com for more details. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.